Hi folks, Leigh Farnell here. Today I want to talk about something super important when you are talking about succeeding, having a good life, is decision making, the problem of decision making, the process you use, the system you use to make decisions. Now, this morning I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine and he talked about a situation. Now let's just put this into context here. Put it a situation where a fellow said to his mother, "Mum, I want to get an advance on my trust fund money of $20,000 so I can buy my fiancée a engagement ring." Now, my understanding is this particular person already has had some problems with drugs and alcohol and other bits and pieces. So when it comes to decision making, you'd have to say, well, first of all, there has been a track record of problems in the past. So the logic of that decision, and of course there's the situation where it might be solving a problem in the now, but what are the consequences of that decision in the future? And not only that, what is it saying to say to Mum, I want an advance? What is she doing to enable this 30-year-old person if she actually goes ahead and gives that money? Now that's just one example of decision making. I was listening to an interview with the billionaire Mark Cuban the other day, and he talked about in any deal there's always a fool, and if you can't find the fool, then you might be the fool in the deal. I'd never heard of that before. Who's the fool in the deal? At the same time, what we know is that people have different personalities. If you use the talent dynamic profile, you've got people up here on the creative side who live in the world of concepts and ideas, whereas you've got people down here who have their feet on the ground, very sensory. So some people just love the idea of the deal. Others go, hang on, is this logic? Is this consistent with what I know and see around me? You've got people over here who are very extrovert, who go, what people can help me with this? Who should I talk to about this? You've got people over here who are very logical and steely and go, what are the numbers telling me? What's this going to do to the numbers? So this particular person saying, give me the 20 grand now, is probably somewhere up around here, possibly around here, but certainly not logical. Anyone down in this part, personality-wise, would go, this does not make any sense at all. If I'm looking at the future, it doesn't make any sense. How do you go about making decisions? Person up here is more likely to jump in, boots and all. Person here is more likely to go, okay, let's just look at this. Is this the right time? What's this likely to do for the future? Completely different questions. We say this, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. And the quality of your life will also be determined by the quality of the systems and processes that you use. So here we're talking about what is the system you use to make good decisions. Another billionaire, Ray Dalio, if you look at in one of his books, he talks about principles, and he talks about when I'm making decisions, I have, he said, what I call a believability index. In other words, what is the track record and background of the person I'm listening to before I make a decision? If I'm talking about money and I'm actually talking to someone who's broke, on a scale of 1 to 10, how believable is their opinion? If I'm talking about someone with a great marriage and I want to talk about marriage, then I'm going to be probably listening to them. If I'm talking about money, but the person doesn't have much money, why would I be listening? The believability index. So how do you go about making decisions? Who do you listen to? Where do you gather your data? And not only that, when it comes in particular to raising kids, is this whole principle of what behaviour am I enabling? If I constantly give them money, then what behaviour am I enabling? There's a language people often say, he's financially substantial. I was talking to a multi-millionaire. He's substantial. He's not substantial. He's insubstantial. I mean, what the hell? I'd never even heard of that language around money. But of course, that is part of this person's language and decision making. When they're making decisions, is it going to help me be more financially substantial? Coming back to the quality of the questions we ask, the quality of our process will determine the quality of our results. So what is your decision-making process? Now let's just go. Let's just take a couple of key principles in decision-making. First of all, you might go, what is the result I want? What is the long-term result I want? What's the impact this is going to have in terms of whether it be about borrowing money, whether it be about investing? Who do I know who is already successful, who would have a high believability index? If I'm talking about investing in property, for example, who do I know who's very good at investing in property? And not only that, knowing self. If we're talking about self-empowerment, what is your predisposition when it comes to making decisions? Are you the kind of person that jumps in? You might want to slow up and go, who do I know with a high believability index? What is this going to do in terms of long-term result? Who can help me get this long-term result as distinct from impulsive and jump in? At the same time, you have some people have paralysis by analysis. That is, they've looked at so many numbers, so many risk factors, so many things that could go wrong that they don't take any action at all and pull the trigger. So there's that balance between over-analysis, paralysis by analysis, and pulling the trigger. So if you're going to improve your decision-making processes and improve your decision-making muscles, here are 3 points. The result, what do I want? Who do I know with a high believability index? And if I know myself, what's my past predisposition? And what do I need to do to improve my decision-making processes to make better quality decisions? Now, if you like this content, do subscribe to the channel and share the video link with your friends and your network. If you need better systems, smarter solutions to make better decisions, then touch base. If you like the content and you're committed to growing, empowering yourself, empowering the world around you, I've got a great offer for you. I've put some time aside in my calendar so that you can analyze where you're at right now and where you want to be and where your decision making might need to improve to take your game to the next level. We're in the business of everyday empowerment, giving you everyday tools so that you empower yourself, then empower the world around you. Everyday Empowerment Institute, clarity today for growth tomorrow. Hey, thanks for joining me. You've been terrific. I'm Leigh Farnell.